Everyone, I am Chandrika, student of SRIT Engineering College, pursuing first BTech first semester from CSM A branch. In this presentation, I would like to discuss about functions in Introduction to Programming. Functions. In this, we will discuss about introduction of functions, definition of functions, advantages of functions, and types of functions. Firstly, introduction of functions. C is known as procedures oriented programming languages since in every program defined as a function which contains the procedure to process the data. A large C program is divided into basic building blocks called C function. C function contains set of instruction enclosed by parameters which performs specific operations. Every C program starts with a user defined function. When new program is implemented, main method must be defined. Definition of functions. A function is defined as a block of code that performs a specific task when it is called. In other words, a function is defined as a subject program. Finally, a function is group of statements that together performs a task. We can divide it up your code into separate functions. How you divide up your code among different functions is up to you, but logically the division is such that each functions perform a specific task. Advantages of functions. C functions are used to avoid rewriting same logic or code again and again in a program. There is a no limit in calling C functions to make use of same functionality wherever required. We call functions any number of times in a program and any place in a program. A large C program can easily be tracked when it is divided into a functions. Types of C programming. Depending on whether a function is defined by a user or already included in C compiler, there are two types of functions in C programming. First, standard library functions. Second, user defined functions. First, standard library functions. Introduction. C standard library functions or simply C library functions or build functions in C programming. The prototype and data definition of the functions are present in their respective header files and must be included in your program to access them. For example, if we want to use printf method function, the header file htdio.h should be included. Advantages of C programming. There are many library functions available in C programming to write a good and efficient program. There are four most important advantages of using standard C library functions. First, they work. One of the most important reasons we should use library function is simple because they work. Functions are optimized for performance. These functions have the most efficient code optimized as a maximum performance. Third, it saves considerable development time. It saves valuable time and re-implementing the code, and your code may not always be the most efficient. The functions are portable. These functions helps you that they do not same thing on every time. This save time effect and makes your program portable. Second one, user defined function definition. A function is a self contained block or a subprogram of one or more statements that performs a specific task which is assigned when it is called. C allows programmers to define functions. Such functions created by a user are called user defined functions. Depending upon the complexity and requirements of program, we can create as many user defined functions as we want. Elements of user defined functions. The implementation of functions in program is done with the following these elements: function declaration, function definition, function call. First, function declaration. A function should be declared before defining it. It can be identified by a function name, a list of parameters, and the type of data entered by it as a result. Declaration of a function is also known as function prototype. Where a function is used, a compiler must follow the above rules. What is the name of the function? What type of parameters required by a function? What type of result will be returned by a function? Next, this is the syntax of function declaration. Return data type, function name or parameter types. Here, return data types is any data type in C. Function name is any valid identifier. Parameter types is list of data types of parameter required by functions. Note, every function must be declared before its uses in a program. Function definition. Implementing the function as per the task done by a function as sequence of statement is known as function definition. Here is the syntax of function definition. Return data type function name or data type 1 variable 1, data type 2 variable 2. Parenthesis open. Hashtag. Here is the comments. Declaration part optional, executional part mandatory, return statement optional, braces close. Example, int add braces open, int comma int add brackets open, int a comma int b, braces open, int c semicolon c is equals to a plus b semicolon, return c is semicolon, braces close. Hope this presentation is useful. Thank you.